Yeah, we've got a Pokewalker, and we have a huge thank you to the mysterious person only known as Mexican Kamikaze from Oregon. So thank you so much for sending a new one of these little guys so that we can actually finish up this series. This has actually been here, like, on my desk for like a month, maybe a month and a half. It's been a long time. You guys already know about my work situation has not been great. And then on top of that, the videos, I have been really trying to crank out like the big ones back to back to back because we are just now, as I am sitting down recording this, I just finished episode 99 and episode 100 is coming next and it's also gonna be big. So all that was happening at once and I wasn't able to get back onto this, but this guy is here. And today in this episode, we're gonna go through looking what happens when you take a new Pokewalker and try to hook it up to an old game that already exists so we can continue that save file, but use it to keep leveling up our Pokemon. Now, the only downside of doing this, from my guess already, is that we're gonna lose our watts. That's the first thing. I think that this is just gonna completely reset, which is a huge bummer because the watts are stored in the game itself. If we keep the watts, that'd be amazing. You know, grind for revives, revival herbs, and you know, the other stuff, because we don't care if the Pokemon dislike us, we just need to be able to, you know, get back up again if we're knocked out in the Elite Four. This was the only way to get those things, and with the Pokewalker gone, we weren't able to do anything, much less even think about trying to beat the rest of the game. This may be our ticket to doing it. I'll at least be able to walk around again after this. There's another thing I want to point out about this one. I didn't even mention this earlier, but the Pokewalker, from memory, came with multiple backs you could have put on it. Mine had the big clip, which I think was the reason that I lost it, because I trusted the clip. Don't trust the clip! The other back is just flat. But since it's flat like that, you can either choose to just keep it in your pocket, because this thing is much smaller that way, or you can use this little bitty part on the bottom to like string it around something and just keep it on something more secure than a crappy little clip. And I will definitely be doing that. We are not losing this thing. I know I'm excited to do all this. You guys are probably excited too. Let's see what happens and what's even in this little guy when we try and connect it to our existing game. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Now, I can tell you already, just from sitting down and spending about 30 minutes messing with it, my capture card, for some reason, is not working, so we're not going to be having gameplay footage for this episode, but honestly, we're looking at the Pokewalker anyway. So, this is just whatever happened to be on this guy as it came to me. I have absolutely no idea what route it's on, or what Pokemon might be on it, but it doesn't matter, they will be erased once this all starts. There's actually no Pokemon here, it looks like, but about 185 watts, which isn't going to matter as soon as we actually transfer the guy. But the trainer card says it was for Trainer Gold, and it's in the White Lake. Well, that is a lot of steps on there, and honestly, we were really getting up there too. Man, this thing's been going for years. Now we can see there is nothing on this walker, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start getting some volume here, so you can actually hear this. We're going to do the mandatory steps needed on the actual game in order to reset the walker. What you want to do is you want to tell it you want to get it onto this menu, I believe. So hopefully we can get Toenail back. To reset this guy, you have to hold down, L, and X all at the same time. Down, L, and X. Caution. All data saved on the Pokewalker will be erased. Before erasing it, be sure to confirm the information. Pokemon on your Pokewalker will return, but all other data on the Pokewalker will be erased. Erase the data on the walker. We have no other choice. So yes, all records on the Pokewalker will be erased. They want to make darn sure that you know what you're doing when you do this. DS will now connect to the Pokewalker, and as he mentioned at the beginning of this, come back, Toenail. Even though the cartridge for the DS is in a different position, that's not exactly where you have to do it here on the 3DS. You have to aim at the cartridge base itself, so the animation doesn't really look right. You're supposed to be doing it like that. It's like magic, but no. So now we can see on the walker itself, it's showing that it is empty. It's a little animation. And now, welcome. From here, you can select Pokemon on your PC, send it off to the Pokewalker, go for a stroll. Let's see what information we actually have on the Pokewalker from here. We're going to save, then go for a stroll, select Pokemon from the box, and now we can see that Toenail has returned. But as you can see, I have been able to walk a lot. I was trying to surprise you guys all by having a fully evolved team before the next episode. And then we lost the walker, but in that meantime, I did manage to get Armpit to level 56, Gluteus at 45, Toenail at 41, and Ear and Elbow are 39 and 38 respectively, getting there. And Maximus is at level 38. So there were other Pokemon that we wanted to get out of the Walker to help us get more revives and stuff to fight for the game. We don't have any roots as far as I am aware of, so we need to check. Let's put Toenail back in, and we're gonna see what kind of roots I can go on. Oh good, that's a good sign. So my roots are all still here. Now where I was going before, I believe, was the Dim Cave, because we don't have quite enough to get to, well, I definitely would have by now had my Walker actually connected when it died. Let's connect this Walker for the first time. In a place where it's okay for the Pokemon to emit noise, point it at the DS card and press a button. Oh, maybe my volume's too high. Welcome. Here you go. What? Oh, it just reset the whole thing. You know, I'm gonna turn the volume off. Maybe that's the problem. Connection was disrupted. Please try your connection again. What? There it goes. Okay, I was getting really scared that this Walker wasn't gonna work. Toenail went into the Pokewalker. That's the noise I wanted to hear. Now, we can see that there are no steps on here. Obviously, everything's going to be reset to 0, so no watts or anything. However, that is the Walker itself, and as far as I'm concerned, the Walker is just here to level my Pokemon up. I really just need it to unlock extra stuff. So if I could see, please enjoy your stroll. We can now turn the volume back on. I want to check one more thing on here, just to say that we have checked everything. That is a bad thing right there. That's what I was scared about. I had a feeling that since all of our routes were still there, that it was going to keep our watts here, but erase what's on the Walker. It said it would erase the Walker. That's not entirely true. It's also erasing everything you've ever done. Oh no. That was so much work to get to that point, and I just didn't make it. I was seriously like, when I got home from work the day I lost my Walker, I had enough watts to finally put me into the treehouse, which was the area that we needed to get all of our revives. So that is horrible that it just reset all of them, but at least, we can keep trying, and we can finally walk around with our Pokemon again. I don't know how long it's going to take now. Now it's going to take ages to get another episode out. But still, beating the gym leader is not going to be tough. I feel like I can do that easy. It's getting past that point, getting through Victory Road, beating the Elite Four without fainting. Because here, now that we know that that's such a big problem, I'm going to boot this up really quick and meet you guys in my bag so we can see how many revives we actually have. All right, here we are, and once again, I apologize that my capture card's not working at the moment, but let's just take a look at what I do have in here. These are all of the items that I have so far, either from pickup or from the Pokewalker itself. Obviously, pick up the ability from a Pokemon from the Pokewalker. Currently, I'm using a Munchlax. Again, I got an extra one for it. Nothing really here that's going to help us with revives. We do have a lot of small potions. Some super and a couple hyper, so that's a big deal. Also some max potions. If we're desperate in a battle, I would use that, but normally I would try and use the regular potions first. We do have some antidotes, which is helpful for poison, because otherwise if we're poisoned, we're done for. Soda Pops, Moo Milk, and a lemonade. That's okay. Lava Cookie's actually pretty decent as well, same for those Full Hills we saw. And some ethers. It might help us through the battle. Of course, Pokeballs don't matter. The TMs don't really matter, though I am going to use Rain Dance, as I'd mentioned before. And other than that, we got a couple berries, so that's something. But actually, the berries are all right, aren't they? The berries might help us. Maybe. Some of these are not the best, but that's something. And that's it. So we have no revives at all. I didn't get to that area. Oh my god. We're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. But you know, there's still one thing left that we can still definitely do in the next episode.